Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
Hi, I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. Join one of my English courses at effortlessenglishclub.com. That's effortlessenglishclub.com. The fear of public speaking. Fear, nervousness, worry. These are the words I hear from you, from students, when they talk about public speaking. It's the #1 problem. It's the #1 question I get about public speaking. How do I overcome my nervousness? How do I overcome my fear of public speaking, of giving a presentation? It's the fear is the big problem. People are terrified of it. Now, a few months ago, I was backstage before giving a big speech to about 800 people. And I was just relaxing backstage in a little room next to the stage, chatting with some of the organizers. And then I started getting a little bored. So I got onto Facebook and I did a live streaming video, one of my first ones actually, and chatted with people on Facebook. Hi, it's me, AJ. I'm here at my event. I'll be speaking in a few minutes, going onto the stage. And then after I finished my little Facebook video chat, I realized I'm totally relaxed. I'm not nervous at all. Zero nervousness, zero fear. I was so relaxed, I didn't even review my presentation. I didn't look at the outline. I felt like, I'm ready. I was prepared. I could hear the energy of the crowd coming into the room and people talking, and they were playing music out there to get people energized. And I just felt good. I was excited to go out on the stage, but no nervousness at all. Very relaxed. And then finally, when they introduced my name, still no feeling of nervousness. And then I ran up onto the stage, having fun, having a great time, jumped around, and then talked for about 3 hours. At no time did I feel fear. At no time did I feel any nervousness at all. Total relaxation. That's what most people want with public speaking. They want to feel relaxed. I mean, that's the #1 thing I hear. Not advanced presentation skills. I mean, there are many different advanced presentation skills. How to use nonverbal communication, use your body, how to use your voice more effectively, how to have a strong voice so everyone can hear you, how to be persuasive, how to walk around the room, how to use slides, how do you outline and structure your speech, on and on and on and on, lots of things. But those are all advanced. See, the problem is, if you're afraid, if you're super nervous, you won't remember any of the advanced techniques because you'll get onto the stage and your mind will turn off. You're so nervous, you're so afraid, you won't remember any of those great techniques. You'll just try to survive. You'll talk fast and you'll just try to say everything you need to say and then get off the stage as fast as possible. And so really, overcoming that fear, overcoming that nervousness, that's the #1 thing. It's the #1 challenge for becoming a good public speaker, good at presentations. So why are you afraid? Think about it. Like everyone tells me, I'm afraid of public speaking. It makes me nervous. I'm afraid. So, well, why are you afraid? Why are you nervous? Oh, I'm afraid of being embarrassed. I'm afraid I'll embarrass myself. I'm afraid I'll forget my presentation and everybody will know and I'll look bad. I'm afraid I'll just totally go blank. My mind will just completely go blank. I won't be able to think of anything. I'll just stand on the stage looking stupid. Everyone will think I'm stupid. Right? I'm afraid my hands will shake and everyone will see how nervous I am. I'm afraid my voice will change and I'll sound strange. I'm afraid my presentation will be bad and everyone will talk about me afterwards, say, oh man, that presentation was terrible. Oh, he's a bad speaker. Oh, she's a terrible speaker. These are all different versions of the fears I usually hear. There's something common about all of these fears, and it's the word I. I'm afraid how I will look. See, all these fears require a focus on yourself. You become nervous and afraid primarily, mostly, because you're focused so much on yourself, on your performance. Me, I. Ego. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to look bad. I want to look good. I want to look great. I, me. The more you focus on yourself, the more nervous and afraid you will be when you're public speaking, when you're giving a speech. So what's the cure? The cure is this. Instead of focusing on yourself, put all of your focus and attention on the audience. The audience. This is what I do. When I made this shift, this change in my mindset, most of my fear disappeared. When I stopped thinking about me, I, when I started instead to focus on the audience, them, the audience, then my fear dropped away. So what do I mean specifically? Specifically, I mean focus on serving your audience. You are not there for yourself. You're not there for yourself. You can talk to yourself at home, all alone, if you want to, right? If you're giving a speech to a group, you are there for them. You are there to help them. You're there to do something for them. You are there to serve them. That's the only reason to give a speech. So you need to start asking questions about the audience. Worry about the audience, not yourself. Ask questions like, how can I help them? What can I do to serve the audience? How can I make each audience member's life better? How can I give them knowledge or information that will help them, that will make them happier, that will make them more successful? How can I give them a great experience that will make them excited, that will make them smile, that will make them think, that will make them take positive action in their lives? These are the questions you should be asking. It's putting the focus on them, the audience. And you'll find that the more you think about the audience and less about yourself, you get more relaxed. Because when you focus on them, there's nothing to be afraid of. Your appearance, your performance, it doesn't matter. They are important. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, okay, how can I help this audience? When I'm planning my speech days before, I'm thinking, how can I help the audience? What do I want to do for them? And I'll think, well, let's see, many things. I want them to be successful in English. I want them to become fluent in English. I know that's why they're coming to see me talk. So I want to give them great ideas and strategies. I want to inspire them. I want them to feel confident. I want them to leave feeling that they can do it. They really can speak English fluently. I want to give them specific information, how to learn English more effectively. I want to inspire them to take action, not just come and then leave and then do nothing. No, I want them to leave, go home, change the way they study, change the way they learn English, and get great results. I also, while they're with me, I want them to have a great time. So I also want to be entertaining so that they will be awake. They'll be listening the whole time. They'll have a good time. They'll have a very strong, positive experience. I want them to feel incredibly positive feelings of excitement and laughter and fun and passion. And I want to connect those great emotions to English, to learning English. See, I want to reprogram their brains. So when they think about English, they feel good, they feel powerful, they feel confident, they feel excited, they feel happy. I want to change all the nervousness and fear and stress they have about English. I want to change it into feelings of excitement and laughter and fun and confidence. Those are my goals for the audience. It's nothing about me. And then I start thinking, well, okay, those are my goals. How do I do it? How do I accomplish all of those things for them? How do I help them achieve all of that? Right? And then that's how I plan my speech. That's how I plan my presentation. Thinking about the audience, not about myself. I'm not thinking, how can I look good? I need to think of a good speech so that I look good, so that I sound great, so that I sound like an expert. No. That's boring. Nobody comes to just listen to you, how great you are. They come for themselves. They're there so you can help them with something, giving them knowledge, information, something that will make their lives better. So the more I focus on them, then my nervousness disappears, and I plan my speech completely focused on what I want the audience to do, think, learn, and feel. And that's why I'm not nervous, and that's why also I will do crazy, silly things when I'm speaking. Things that make me look kind of foolish sometimes. You know, like I wear a suit, I try to be respectful of my audience, but I don't act like a normal business speaker. I mean, I run around, I dance like a chicken sometimes, I do really stupid, funny, silly games with the audience. I act and crawl around and do crazy stories. Not just to be funny, but because I have a specific result for the audience. I know I want them to be happy. I want them to laugh. I want them to feel great, happy feelings as they learn English. So instead of worrying about myself, how do I look? Do I look stupid? No. I think about them. How do I want them to feel? Okay? How do I get them to laugh? How do I make them relax and enjoy the process of learning English? Well, I'll be silly. I'll do fun stories. I'll act crazy. I'll show them it doesn't need to be so serious. I'll show them they don't need to be stressed. So I'll act stupid. I'll look like a clown sometimes. That's okay. I'm doing it for them. And other times, maybe I have some information I want them to think about seriously, and so I'll change how I'm speaking, and I'll be very serious and very strong and very powerful. But it's all for them. It's all depending on how I'm trying to serve them, the audience. The final piece of this, during the actual speech, while I'm speaking, I'm not focused on myself. I'm not noticing if my heart's beating fast or slowly. I'm not trying to just think, how do I look? I'm not trying to remember every piece of my presentation. Of course, I'm remembering some of it because I'm speaking and I'm performing, but I'm always looking at the audience. I'm looking in the back. I'm looking to the sides. I'm looking at the front row, constantly looking, eye contact with the audience. And I'm feeling their energy. And I'm looking at their faces. Because again, I'm there to serve them. So I'm noticing them as much as I can. If I notice their energy dropping, then I do something with high energy to wake them up. If I feel like I'm losing their attention, then I make a change to get their attention. If they're looking tired, then I take a break, we stand up and we start dancing and playing music, and I wake them up and energize them. If I think they need to relax a little, then I'll slow down and I'll maybe sit down on the stage even, and I'll be nice and quiet for a bit. But it's all from them. I'm watching them and I'm reacting to them. So I'm not planning and memorizing each of these things. You can't do that. Instead, I'm watching them, feeling their energy, and then reacting to it. And by doing that, my mind is focused out, and I'm not afraid. I'm not nervous. It's only when you focus in that you become afraid and nervous. When you start thinking, oh my God, I'm nervous. And you notice my heart's beating. Oh, my hands are shaking. I can't remember what comes next. And then you get worse and worse and worse. You're focusing inward. So this is very, very important as you plan your speeches, when you practice your speeches, when you actually do speeches. Always be thinking about the audience. You're there to serve them. That's your big question. How can I best serve the audience? How can I best serve the audience? How can I best serve this audience? Join one of my English courses at effortlessenglishclub.com. That's effortlessenglishclub.com.